Select. Select.
If you have ever craved a grilled cheese made with grass seed, singles.
Team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick.
Queen of Pain.
Radiant team pick.
If you have ever craved a grilled cheese made with Graf singles, look away before you are...
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Hello everybody, welcome to the UGC
Radiant
Season 4
team
Western
pick.
Invite Grand Finals, NoBroodMama versus 9 Inch Nails. And with this best of 5, NoBroodMama's already 2 up, so 9 Inch Nails fighting for their lives. I am Vivi here to bring you a piece of the action, along with Caster, Sub-Zero, and in tow, Armpit, our stats guy. Sub-Zero, how you doing in there?
Doing pretty good. Sorry for everybody on the stream real quick there. Twitch wanted to let me know about Kraft single slices about 5 times there.
Dire team pick.
Hey, they wanted to tell me the same thing! Hey, what's the matter you?
It wouldn't shut up. So hopefully everything's under control. Everything's working on Twitch now as we had to switch over. Unfortunately, DJ Sneak not able to continue on as he's got other requests currently going on, but it's okay. We're still here to bring you all the beautiful live action of this best of 5 of the grand finals of the Western Invite. And you know what? Who's going to win that $500? Right now, it's proven to be NoBroodMama's having a great stride here as 2-0 against 9 Inch Nails.
Prize pool?
There is a beautiful prize pool of $500.
Reserve
Oh my god,
time.
how did I not know? This entire concept has slipped by me this entire season. I thought
The
people just do this out
money.
of goodness of their heart.
Dire team
The money!
What do you win? You win bragging rights. Oh, come on.
Pretty much.
Wow, okay, well, immediately, I'm really liking 9 Inch Nails. It seems like they're backing off from their strategies of, you know, putting all of their
Radiant
weight on the
team
carry.
ban.
They've got a Queen of Pain now, who I'm assuming is going to be for Monster going mid. Wait, is it Monster? No, Monster's the mid on the other team. I'm
Dire
losing track. There's too
team
many
ban.
monsters in this game. But
Both monsters
regardless,
played
I
mid
think
last
it's
game.
A little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of a
Radiant
better
team ban.
better matchup, I think, in this case. But the Drow Visage, what do you think?
You know, we've done this quite a bit in the past as we've played, you know, we're just professional Dota players. That we play Drow Ranger and Visage combo all the time. But it's always worked well. We've seen it work well in the past quite a bit. And you know what? This patch is proving useful to it as well. The range, not only obviously the agility bonus with the familiars from the Drow passive, but just the total range of it. I mean, it's just really strong. Once you throw out the silence from Drow, that helps so much in a team fight. And Visage, just being able to burst down anybody with a Soul Assumption is just so strong.
Radiant team pick.
Now, 9-inch males, picking up the Earthshaker here, I've got mixed feelings about this. If it's a core shaker, like offlane, I think that's fantastic. If it's a support, I'm not too sure. Usually you see Earthshaker picked up as a support when there's a mid that could use a lot of protecting in the early levels, such as a Shadow Fiend and a Storm Spirit, and this is even more true when that mid is good at recovering with jungle stacks. Queen of Pain doesn't really need protecting, and while she can take jungle stacks, she'd rather be farming heroes.
10
So,
seconds
he's,
remaining.
I don't know. The
5
interesting pickup
seconds
for
remaining.
for 9-inch males.
Yeah, and complete rotation of the lineup again. I mean, brand new heroes coming out. Bloodseeker finally going... Or no, he's been in the last one too. But, I mean, as we talked about, Visage Drow, completely different. And Quap Earthshaker, completely different coming from 9-inch males. So, I mean... And now Clockwork being picked up. I love these teams. They're just so different. They completely change up their lineup if something's not going well. And even though NoBroodMama has been going really well for their drafts, I mean, we talked about in the last game, drafting for Mirage has been just so on point that, you know what, I trust anything that they're going to be throwing down is going to work quite well. It seems like they've practiced these things so well. And with combos such as the Drow Visage, you know they're going to do it. And on the side for 9-inch males, I mean, Quap and Earthshaker, those are two really strong heroes right now. So definitely going to be interesting to see on this Game 3. See if 9-inch males is actually going to be able to survive through this best of 5.
I'm always a fan of picking up the Clockwork against the Earthshaker. You know, it's actually borderline hilarious to watch him hook in to the Earthshaker, trap him in the cogs, and battery assault as Earthshaker is just repeatedly getting his animation canceled, trying to get off that fissure, that totem pound, but doesn't work for him. So it looks like 9-inch males will be picking up the Dazzle.
And that's even more survivability. I mean, Dazzle was picked up before, and it worked great until they just didn't have enough damage. But it's still a great hero altogether and great support. Pugna being picked up for NoBroodMama, so, I mean, definitely different lineups, and I just love seeing it. I love seeing all the different heroes. And, yeah, I mean, this should prove to be an exciting Game 3 out of this best of 5, and, I mean, both of them have been exciting before that, too, so just loving it for sure.
Alright, now I'm assuming this is going to be a mid Pugna. This is very, very good level 1 kill potential if the Pugna does go with Decrepify, because Decrepify's synergy with Soul Assumption is just disgusting, especially at earlier levels. But they do have a lot of physical damage apart from the Visage's Soul Assumption, so it'll be interesting to see if they go for a magic damage heavy last pick, or if they want a beefy frontliner who Pugna can just dump his health into. Could go either way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Keeper the Light being picked up now, so... You know, they got quite a supporting lineup, but this could be the core shaker then that we've been talking about, which is, you know, it's fun to see. My biggest question to you out of this whole thing, though, Vivi, is what items did you get from the International?
Wait, what items did I get from the International?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean my secret shop items?
I'm completely changing the script here, as I have no idea about these heroes that, you know what, I'm going to take a little reprieve here in Game 3 and, you know, throw it out to the rest of the Dota world. What is your favorite item that you got?
Okay, well, it's not my favorite, but I just have to mention this, and I know we're going to drop like half of our viewers after I say this, but I did get the Queen of Pain t-shirt. I just think it's so badass looking. Oh, I just love it. Yep, got the Lady Friend, the Crystal Maiden sweater, and a couple of vinyls. I think I got the Death Prophet, and there was another one that looked really cute. Not the Bloodseeker. Screw that.
I got the Bloodseeker one.
Oh, come on, Sub-Zero.
If I get the gold one, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
I'm really surprised that Bloodseeker didn't win the Arcana vote at this point. Like, he has been in every single pub game that I've been in. Bloodseeker's getting shoved down my throat, and I'm about ready to vomit it back up.
But it's like him and Drow and Viper are like the #1 heroes when you see like artwork for Dota and stuff, especially at the start. You know, he's just so classic. He's a bitch.
Yeah,
I just hate him. He's so annoying. But it's Dota. I gotta have it.
Let's not forget the sexiest hero for artwork in all of Dota 2, and that is, without a doubt, hands down, Punch.
God, the little flesh hanging out is just, it gets me going. This is getting way too weird. Anyway, back to the draft. Slark being banned out.
So, you know, it could be a core shaker, but it could also be Keeper of the Light in a core position.
I don't know, like, we've seen, like, I've seen in other pro matches too, the Keeper of the Light actually playing in the jungle. And it works quite well with stacking and then throwing out the Illuminate, but yeah, Zai. Puppy too. But I don't know, it's just weird. Core Shaker is really good in pubs sometimes, but I just don't see it in a, this kind of matchup. With them being down 2-0, you'd see them pick more of like a dominant hero, something that they're super comfortable with. I mean, I haven't seen 9-inch males. I've casted them once before, but I mean, the Quap's a great pickup, but the Core Shaker just throws me off. I just don't seeing it being as useful as they might think.
I don't know, man. The synergy, like the mass lockdown, is really going to help Queen of Pain get those sonic waves off. And also, not to mention, Keeper of the Light is going to be able to stand back, channels illuminate, while Earthshaker jumps in, pops the Echo Slam, pops the Fissure, gets the Enchant Totem. Just like 5 seconds of stun for Keeper of the Light to just charge up his ponies, and BAM!
Without a doubt, they have a ton of initiation, a lot of AoE. I mean, Quap jumping in with the Scream, or if Earthshaker gets his Blink online, Blink Echo, Keep the Light sitting in the back, yeah. But they're lacking the one thing, and that's lockdown. Earthshaker with the Fissure is really the only thing that they have. I mean, if Drow gets a silence on any of them, they're ruined. That goes their team fight. And Clockwork wanting to hook in, Lion's got the stun, Visage has Familiars to stun, or if he just even kind of deters them around with a Grave Chill just to kind of throw them off. There's just so much better initiation coming up from NoBroodMama. And it's not a disservice to 9-inch males, even though they've gone down 2-0, or 0-2 I suppose. It's just heroes that have been, I'm saying this again, that you'd find them picking heroes that are more strongly suited to this meta kind of thing, especially in this matchup. So we'll see. Their initiation's lacking a little bit, but I mean, if Quap does start to run out of control and she does have a good mid, who's it going to be against? Probably maybe the Drow or Clock. I'm not sure. You think it's Pugna? I suppose, yeah. Visage and Liner. So, yeah, okay, Pugna. So it'll be against the Pugna. That's great to go up against. I mean, Nether Blast, sorry, is really a nuisance to against anybody. But PA. That is way better for the lineup. This is what I'm talking about. So this is the damage that they need. A little bit more survivability too. Drow won't be able to take her down quite so easy. And it's a great pickup for them. It's something that I feel that is a hero anybody can really play on and play it well. And if they give her more farm, 9-inch males has kind of been neglecting their carry quite a bit in the last 2 games. So if they focus on this PA getting a lot of farm and let Quap kind of rotate around the jungle, then this is a better draft for sure. But NoBroodMama has been utilizing the draft so well that it's going to be really hard to go up against.
I really don't know about this Phantom Assassin pick. I feel like into a Pugna, it's very risky at best. Decrepify is basically a Ghost Scepter for the entire team against a PA. I mean, unless PA can get a really fast BKB, she's going to have a tough time staying effective in fights and not being locked down by the line. I feel like a Phantom Lancer is what they needed. There's not a lot of AoE besides, Nether Blast, but that doesn't do anything late game. I don't know.
Interesting for sure. Who would you like to introduce in this beautiful game 3?
Prepare for battle.
I'm gonna introduce BroodMamas because I just love the idea of a Pugna. So it looks. Oh, let me get my keys figured out here. We are going to have Monster on that Pugna, and he's probably going to be running mid with it, but they're going to be doing some rotations bottom. We are going to have a Raj on the Clockwork. Northern Peru they're going to be picking up their Drow, safe lane carry. Kisa on the Lion. And last but not least, Kengan, the playmaker, is going to be playing that Visage.
Beautiful. And for NIM, we have Oranji running on the PA. We have Burden running on the Dazzle. We have Monster running on the Queen of Pain, chilling out in the trees. We have Kengan on the Earthshaker. And we have good old Keeper of the Light, run by nobody else but a life.
I think we made Persian Prince on the Earthshaker.
Persian Prince on the Earthshaker. Who did I say?
Kengan.
Kengan. No, it's not Kengan. It's Persian Prince. That's who it is. We got it. It's under control. So right now on the runes, we just have a little bit of Oranji and Monster, as well as Burden, securing this on top. Down on bottom, it will be Monster picking up that rune, and you are right with the Pugna heading mid.
There's really no other way to play it. Pugna is like face rush your tower, or you're gonna fail. I really am not down with the whole Pugna support. Oh, the Decrepify sets up really big nukes. No, okay, you know what? That's not effective. Just get a stun.
And down on bottom will be the Drow Ranger alongside the Lion run by Kisa against that Earthshaker. And, you know, core Earthshaker, I don't know how good of a time he's going to have against a Drow being ranged along with Kisa. I mean, that stun potential silence from Northern Peru, that could be a dead Earthshaker later on in the stages if Drow gets a little bit more farm.
I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think he's just going to get his soul ring, and he's just going to sit back with like level 2 or 3 fissure and just snipe last hits and do some harass that way. That's the way to play a core shaker in the offlane.
Too bad.
Yeah, right now, I mean, dagger being thrown out on Monster on mid, and this is going to be a big harass game, I think, between both of them. Nether Blast being such... It's really annoying and kind of deters anybody from wanting to farm a lane, but at the same time, the Shadow Strike is just so dominant, especially against squishy mids, and you know what? Pugna's pretty squishy early on.
I feel like Pugna's really going to be able to bait out the blinks by animation canceling his Nether Blast. If he's good enough, and if Monster is none the wiser, he will blink away. And
we already talked about it. I mean, Nether Blast is going to be doing a lot of bum rushing towards this tower, and he's already starting to bring it down, ticking it down ever slowly. Right now it will be Kisa rotating into the jungle, wanting to find out this Keeper of the Light, because he is stacking camps, and he's going to start illuminating and actually getting quite a bit of farm. Kisa manages to spot him out, and they're just going to trade hits back and forth just to kind of force each other off, but it will be a Queen of Pain rotating in, and they're going to Shadow Strike this this Lion, and it's going to be First Blood going to Burden from the Dazzle.
The Dazzle.
Nice little last hit,
Burden
and that's...
walks in.
You know, it's great for a support to get that First Blood gold, though. I mean, that's wards and early boots and everything. Just not having to worry so much later in about having to get the wards up and just being so poor. So, not a horrible thing. XP going to 3 of the heroes split, but, you know, that's okay.
Yeah, 2 minutes. We do have Northern Peru, you're right. He is going to be largely uncontested down here until the Earthshaker can get that soul ring. He's just going to have a fun time, you know, getting his last hits casually, which is usually a tough time for Drow before she hits 6.
Yeah, she's already got her Wraith Band up. Do you think this is going to be a triple Wraith Band game for this Drow Ranger?
Oh, yes. There's no other way to play it. Triple Wraith Band, Mask of Madness, Rush, Divine Rapier. That's the
now we're talking. That's the damage that we need to see.
Yep.
Up on top, they're going hard on Oranji, and Iraj is doing quite a bit with his battery assault. Shallow Grave going off to save Oranji, and Iraj might actually fall before he takes her down. The stun does go out, and she will actually manage to get the kill, and turns around. That's going to be a double kill, killing the Lion as well as the Clockwork. Just a huge Shallow Grave coming up from Burden. Great play there, and you know what? Also great service here to Oranji, just being able to stick into the fight, you know, not backing off, and manages to get a double kill. That's huge for the PA.
That was trust. A lot of trust in that Dazzle, because if I was the PA in that situation, I would just be trying to blink out as quickly as I could, but he really did stick it out. He knew the timing on the Shallow Grave, and yeah, able to pick up the double, which is going to be absolutely huge for him in this early game.
Now, I don't believe this is going to be a Midas, but he's picked up Gloves of Haste first for this PA. Keep an eye on that.
If it's not a Midas, I think it's just a
it's just power. It's just
really
power treads.
Need the tankiness. Just power treads, yeah.
It's got to be. There's no way. But he's saving up quite a bit of gold. This is 800 gold. He might just try to be outright buying the power treads, but I'm going to keep an eye on that for later. Meanwhile, we do have Monster picking up an Invis rune, so keep an eye out on that. This could be a rotation coming in. Illuminate going out. He does know that the Pugna is here, and Monster's going to turn and Shadow Strike, but this Nether Ward actually manages to take down the Queen of Pain. Bottle going out. Oh, so close. A-Life almost falling to the last right click of that Pugna. Burden being chased down by Kisa, and I think they're just going to trade last hits and get out. So Quap not noticing that the Nether Ward is sitting here in the trees and does actually bring her down.
She did not expect.
Pugna's got to be careful here. There's a Sentry Ward. They know he's here, and he's going to just look to right click. One more hit, and does manage to bring him down. So Burden getting a free kill there. Pugna not realizing the Sentry Ward's there with that Invis rune. And Monster's going to go deep, and he's going to jump on top of Lion. So that will be a 2-0 trade as soon as Monster was back up.
I think the way overstayed his welcome there, and dropping that Sentry was a really, really good call on Burden. I couldn't believe that he had the foresight to see the Invis room and know that Pugna was going to try and be a little bit more greedy.
Yeah, and Earthshaker down on bottom here. What has he picked up? It should be for the Soul Ring. Yeah, Soul Ring's going to be coming in here in about 200 and a bit. And, you know, sitting at level 3, he's been denied quite a bit of experience here. Drow already level 6, so over about half of what Drow's got here. And only at 4-0, so Persian Prince having a real difficult time here on this Core Shaker. And this is what I was scared of. It's just hard, especially for a solo and an offlane. Does manage to finish off his soul ring, so we'll see where this plays out from now.
Yeah, it came a little bit late. The Drow got a little bit too much. I think if he had a bit more farm secured and was able to get this around the 3-minute mark, it would be a lot more devastating. He's also only got a level 2 fissure, which doesn't do a ton of damage.
Up on top, it'll be Oranji just farming away, and you know what? I called it out. It's a Hand of Midas.
Oh my god.
Not something you see very often. The attack speed's great, but I mean, they just want to take this late game. And, you know, looking at it, it's not a bad idea. There's not a lot of late game here for NoBroodMama. Drow is great and all, but eventually she does fall off. Her single target just isn't enough. And from huge crits coming up from Oranji, if she does build really good late game items, it can be destructive. But, I mean, we've been talking about it before, that 9-inch Malez just had a real hard time giving any sort of farm here to their carry. And, I mean, maybe Midas is going to be what they need.
Yeah, maybe they didn't want to risk going as long as committing all the gold for a Battle Fury, or even a Maelstrom, another really good item for accelerating farm on the PA. I'm just surprised that they chose the Hand of Midas of all things. Maybe they just want the early 16 so that they can get big crits.
Yeah, that might be it. Down on bottom, they're pushing really hard. Tower already falling below half health, and Persian Prince not really able to do anything. Not enough mana yet here for a fissure. And Northern Peru sitting here pretty healthy at 37 and 16 for hits. And you know what? PA is actually taking control of the board. So with this Midas coming online, she's doing quite well for farm. Decrepify going out on Oranji, and they're going to start to chase her down. He does have a haste rune, and he's going to suck all her life away. Uraj throwing out the cogs, Burden running rather low, waiting for that shallow grave, but doesn't get it off because of the Nether Ward in the back. Does actually kill him. Beautiful Sonic Wave, actually finishing off the clock. And Monster's going to be just okay with that haste rune just about to expire. But just a 1-for-1 trade there. Interesting for sure. I don't think Dazzle did see that Nether Ward, so great pick off for the Pugna there.
Oh, this poor Alife, he's just getting dove by Northern Peru. He's got no health left. One right click, and there he goes. Yeah,
that's another kill, or just one kill, sorry, that Drow has. But that was a tower as well. And unfortunately, Vivi, it's not going to be the triple Wraith Band. It will be Power Treads with a Morbid Mask.
Oh, sad day.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Hopefully she at least goes Mask.
Yeah, it'll. I mean, she's got the mask on. You can't not build mask if you're wearing the Immortal.
I've seen people like get a Helm of the Dominator when they have a Mask of Madness Drow cosmetic. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
You're ruining all of Dota.
It will never be the same. But man, they want this top tower really bad.
Yeah, 4 heroes rotating in here. A life all by himself, and Clockwork actually gets the shot off right on top of his head, so they know he's there. And Kangan's still not spotted out, and he's really deep. Monster's going to continue to keep pushing here with the Nether Blast. Ward going out, so they know now, and Raj is going to go in. Battery Salt already being displayed, and Cogs going out. This will be an easy kill for them. Clockwork picking up the final last hit. And it will be Burden TPing in. They knew he was coming in, and the clock shot goes right off on top of him. Shallow Grave saving his life for a moment. But it will be the Quap rotating in and picking off that Pugna, and Clockwork manages to finish off the Dazzle. So that's a 2-for-1 trade so far. And Kangan actually rotates in, wants to go deep on Monster here. Monster bottling up, does have a blink in 1, but doesn't blink in time, and Soul Assumption manages to get the kill. And the tower does go down here to the Radiant.
Yeah, he was hovering along the outside of that fight. I really don't think he wanted to commit. He knows he's had a good start. He got his Hand of Midas, and he does not want to lose it now. He's still sitting pretty high up there on the net worth, only about 400 behind the Drow, and I think it was a good call to just sort of let his teammates fall. I know that sounds bad.
But he has to. He has to farm. I mean, he's almost got his probably phase boots, I think he'd go. No, he's going treads, just as I said. He's picking up his treads. Does have the Midas we've been talking about, so he will start to get pretty healthy here in gold. And a life, even though he went down, he's going to go back to farming these camps. This will be a triple stack for him, and Illuminate going out again. And you know what? He's having an okay time. He's just finished his Tranquil Boots and sitting about 600 gold. Doing quite well for his support.
Yeah. I think this Midas on the PA, and I don't want to obsess over it, but I think it is actually kind of paying off here because his ability to free farm is going to slow down now that his tier 1 is gone. And it looks like, as I said with Pugna, they're just going to be rushing towers, so it's a battle against the clock.
Yeah, tower already at just over 400 health, and Decrepify going out on the ward just to hold it a little bit longer, and it's really annoying this Keeper of the Light in the back, just trying to survive and mana up everybody, but it's just doing him a disservice, really taking him down low. And I think one more Nether Blast in a bit, that should be the tower. Glyph being expended, but it's probably going to go down either way. And they've rotated everybody in, actually, so they really want to hang on to this one.
Yeah, as soon as they lose this, they lose any advantage they have in terms of Roche control. And it will fall.
Pugna getting the last hit on that tower, and you know they're sitting pretty healthy here. Let's take a look at the charts. XP only 750, so not a huge lead, but it will be the gold that's on.
Got gone on by Monster here, and he actually is going to soak up the Queen of Pain ultimate, and he will fall.
Good call out there. Yeah, Raj falling to the Queen of Pain ultimate. That's a big pickup for them. His clock's been doing quite well, even though he fell on that last one. He's sitting at 2, 3, and 1, but his initiations have been great from Mirage, and we've seen it from the last couple of games. He's really good at the timing of it, and Clockwork, one of those heroes that really counts on it.
It's amazing you see how the early tower pushing and the Midas are factoring into the golden XP graphs, because NIM are holding on to a lot more XP with that Midas, you know, giving Orangey so much extra in terms of levels, but all the early tower gold is going towards BroodMamas.
But it will be Orangey actually getting the last hit on that tower, so he's doing quite well for himself, sitting at 1100 gold. And what's he going to go for? Is that a ring for the Vlads? Could be.
Vlads. Yeah. And this is an early game fighting PA build. I've seen people go like Vlad's Maelstrom into a quick BKB.
And it will be all 5 heroes rotating to take down this T2 on mid, and not a lot of rotation coming out from 9-inch Malez. They really want this PA to farm, but at what cost? Because this T2 just went down really quick. Drow picking up the kill for it. And there's not a lot they can do to jump in. There's no huge initiation. Earthshaker's still sitting really poor. Still has to wait another 1250 to get his blink. And that's going to take some time when he has really no opportunity to farm, sitting at 21 last hits.
Now Monster is going for the Zagnum Scepter, already picked up the point booster, but they haven't been doing enough fighting, really. I mean, I guess it'll buy the PA some time if she can fight every 40 seconds with her ultimate, but how much time does this PA need?
She needs all the time in the world she can get, but I don't think they're going to be able to give it to her. NoBroodMama really taking down towers with this Pugna. And Earthshaker wanting to get his Blink Dagger, but you're stealing farm away from Orangey. And this is the difficult situation, is who do you give the farm to? We need our carry to come online, but at the same time we need our Earthshaker to get his Blink Dagger to get any sort of initiation. And it's just going to prove really difficult for all of NIM to kind of be able to get any sort of jump on NoBroodMama, as they're taking towers, they're taking kills, and Northern Peru is really just forcing the issue. Now he's picked up the Shadow Blade, along with this Mask of Madness. It's going to be pretty destructive if he's running through the jungle.
I feel like this is a pattern that 9-inch Malez are displaying quite a bit, where they just draft a little bit too greedy and they have to split their farm. Very similar thing in the first game on Dire again, when they had Enigma and the Gyrocopter, and you know they were pretty much vying for the small amount of jungle farm there was.
Yeah, and I mean, Midas is a great pickup on Orangey if they get the farm for her, but as I said before, at what cost? It could be too little too late for her to get any sort of real farm, because Drow has kind of taken over this whole farming game herself. And, you know, they're just kind of rotating around the map, but at the same time they're doing that, it's really just this Pugna taking down so many towers. And they're going to push this T2 on bottom, and that's going to be another outer tower, and they only have one left to secure any sort of farm for this PA.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be trying to trade for the T1 mid. Not the best trade in the world, but I mean, if they can get the last hit on Orangey again, it is going to be another little burst of gold for the PA.
And they want to trade this T2 falling really low really quick, and PA does manage to bring down the T1 tower on mid, but as I'm saying, that Glyph being expended, but this is going to be a dead tower for sure. Illuminate going out, but I think it's only going to hit on Mirage. Not even. And that's yet another tower. And as we take a look at the gold graph, 2k in lead, and it's only 14 minutes in here. And NoBroodMama taking control of another game.
Yeah, there's 4 towers left on the side of BroodMama's, and 9-inch Malez only have 1 tier 2 up top. It's pretty much at the point where I think that if BroodMama gets this Roche and they play it right, they could siege the high ground.
They did spot it out. They know the Nether Ward's there from that Observer Ward, but there's nothing they can really do to jump in top of it. Drow picking up the Aegis. They do manage to get the Roche free of charge. And it should just be NIM getting back, wanting to play it safe, and rightly so. Northern Peru does now have the Shadow Blade. She's going to be on her way to a Silver Edge if she really wants to, and that's going to be pretty key against that PA. She will not have Blur anymore, and that's pretty destructive.
She also won't have her critical, which is one that a lot of people I think forget about. She has no damage output if you can get a Silver Edge off on her.
Radiant's bottom tower
And
is under attack.
let's take a look here. Who else is Silver Edge really good on? Earthshaker, no more Aftershock. That's a lot of damage that you're missing. And you know what? That might actually be the only one, but even still, that's Silver Edge is just going to be a huge item mainly for the PA, and that's who they're really throwing a lot of their focus on. I mean, PA's done quite a good job here farming. She's taken down 2 towers by herself now. She's got the Midas online, and she's been in the jungle for most of the time, sitting at 98 last hits, so second in last hits here. I think she's second in net worth as well. Yeah, just under the Drow. So doing quite well, but it's going to be really difficult for her to really come online against this lineup, and it's going to be 5 rotating to take this last outer tower.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I feel like her item build is awkward, like very awkward. She went for the Midas, and she went for the Aquila, so that suggests early fighting, but then goes straight for the Helm of the Dominator. Doesn't build into early damage at all, and I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I think she can't really choose between an early and a late game build, and it might cost her in the end.
Yeah, and as the last hour tower falls, they're actually going to look to push high ground. Illuminating being thrown out here from Coddle. Just kind of more of a deter, but Monster's going to slowly wear at this. And now that he's picked up the mech, throws out the regeneration rune, Raj is actually going to throw the hookshot in. They're going to go right on the Earthshaker, and he's not going to be able to Echo Slam with that battery assault. Silence going out, Shallow Grave just for the Earthshaker, but they're running pretty low. And Oranji actually getting in there quite deep. Monster throwing out a beautiful ult, gets a double kill on the Clockwork as well as Lion. And PA is actually coming online here, manages to pick out the Visage. Quap's going to get away. Silence being expended here, getting away from the Drow as the Aegis does fall. And that'll be 3 for 1, so actually a great high ground defense there coming out from 9-inch Malez.
I think BroodMamas really did overestimate how much power they had, and just the...
Hold on.
Who it was on the Dire.
Watch out here. Quap is being hunted down now. You're okay. Go ahead.
Alright. Yeah, Earthshaker, somebody force-staffed him out of the cogs. I'm not sure, was it Dazzle? No,
Does Dazzle have... I don't think he has a force staff, but yeah, he did jump out. Yeah, I saw that as well.
Oh, it was the Clock who jumped out of the cogs. Right. Yeah, and he couldn't keep the battery assault up on the Earthshaker, and then he got a really nice fissure that kind of set up the Queen of Pain just jumping in and getting off that amazing Sonic Wave.
It really was the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, she essentially took out 3. She only got the cure edit for 2 kills, but it was a triple as far as I'm concerned. Very well played by her. Yeah,
it was a great time to jump. She now does have the Aghanim Scepter, so even more damage per second coming out here. That's just going to be a 40-second ult. And you know what? PA actually getting a lot out of that. And she's sitting at 2200 here. What's her next item?
I don't know, something about the ton of blood off her, but she's going to get hit by the... Oh my god.
She does manage to blink over to Kangan, but will go down either way. And Drow actually is the one to pick up that kill, so it's even more gold to Drow, which is really unfortunate for her to get that pick. And right as we're talking about it, PA with so much gold, but just not able to survive after she does get that one pick-off kill.
Oh, hold up here. I thought Gust canceled TPs, but am I crazy?
Nope.
That must be crazy.
It's just a pushback. It doesn't cancel it.
No kind of mini-stun. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, and this is what we were talking about in the draft. The Queen of Pain, I think, is a incredibly good pickup compared to how they've been drafting. It's the early damage that, scales well into the late game, and the high mobility that they've been lacking.
Taking a look here at the supports, doing pretty good on gold here. Kangan sitting at 1400, does have the medallion, does have a smoke up as well. You might see a rotation here. I don't think they really need to use it that much because they're really taking over this jungle, as well as they might actually want to push high ground again.
But this is the big one. The blink is up on the Lion, and I'm not sure how new that is, but he doesn't have much gold left over, so I'm assuming he just picked it up in the last couple minutes. Initiating on that PA is going to be the deciding factor of these team fights.
Yeah, Lion pretty low on levels, but it doesn't really matter. If he gets off a good stun or disable, turns anybody into that little fishy, they're kind of caught out, and there's just a lot of damage to be held here. Just dealing from the Pugna, Northern Peru on the Drow, it's just a lot of burst right away. And they're going to look to siege this yet again. And everything's up, mech's up again, so they do have the survivability if they need it. Hookshot is up for the Clockwork, does have the Force Staff online as well. And they're smoked up so they don't get Hookshot. But this is going to be a constant Nether Blast coming out from the Pugna, and they're slowly going to siege this tower down.
Now, PA is down from the Ancient. She does have a TP, though, so she will be able to respond if they want to commit for this tier 3. Looks like she's walking back towards mid, or maybe grabbing a rune here.
She can grab the bounty rune and probably head back. She has picked up the mithril hammer, so she wants that BKB right online, and that would help her survive quite a bit. There is a lot of magic damage to be held here from NoBroodMama. A lot of little stuns, and I mean, Decrepify is really shutting her down a little bit if Monster does get on it right away, but it's still going to be so difficult for them. T3 finally falling down to Monster, and they're just going to continue to siege this. Mech is still up. And it's just going to be the slow siege constantly. Meanwhile, down bottom, Oranji's still pushing.
Yeah, she's looking to take this tier 2, and if she does manage to get it, and the rest of 9-inch males can defend their racks, this is going to be a victory for them.
She does still have the TP online. Very small victory. She has the TP online, so if she needs to get back, she can. But look, it's the Visage Familiar sitting in the back here just in case, because if she TP's out, they're going to come in the stun, and that will totally ruin her. So they're going to play pretty close to her.
She's going to head back.
Yeah, she's just going to head back.
She just picked up enough for the overclub, and now she's finished off her BKB.
Yeah, and that's a huge pickup for her. Meanwhile, it will be the supports rotating around. Rosh still not quite up yet. I think it's got about just over a minute to go here. And Drow is just going to start taking over the jungle. Has picked up a Yasha. She's going for the BKB of herself. And that's going to be even more survivability from her.
Earthshaker's also picked up the blink now, so it looks like all the supports that are capable of initiating are now able to initiate. Actually, I guess Core Shaker is not a support, but you get what I mean. It's going to be very good for their high ground defense to be able to blink in, get off a Wicked Echo Slam, and then fissure blow people in.
Yeah, and now that Coddle has the Agnum Scepter, that's going to prove pretty useful for the supports. It's great to see that they're actually getting some items, even though they've been pretty held down here. Taking a look at the gold graph, it's about a 4k net worth lead here for NoBroodMama, and it's not anything huge. At 22 minutes, it's pretty good, but as you've seen in the games past, they're really dominating through. So NIM still kind of holding their own. They've lost all their towers, aside from the 2 T3s left, but they're not going down without a fight. It's the last game, potentially the last game for them. And they want to see this one through. PA doing quite well. She's 4-1-2. She hasn't died too often, and the Midas is slowly starting to pay off.
Absolutely. She's going to have her level 16 soon, and with the BKB, it's going to make her a beast in team fights. I feel like if you're BroodMamas, you just have to sort of sit back and wait for this Roche. It's going to be, wow, it's going to be a long time to Roche, almost a full 11 minutes. And then once you have that, Drow is just working on her BKB. Maybe you'll have enough to push that high ground, but they can't afford to have another loss like they did top.
And they're slowly just sieging this back and forth. Pugna doing a lot of work here, and now that he has the Greaves, that's a lot of survivability for them. And Visage himself has picked up a Solar Crest, so it's even more. And if he tosses that on top of the Drow Ranger, it's going to be very hard for this PA to burst that Drow down. They're really going to have to rely on these ultimates just before... Oh, no, BKB's coming out, so it's not even going to matter. It's only going to be the Sonic Wave for that pure damage. They actually saw her, and they're going to try and chase her down. Too little, too late.
It was a good attempt at a smoke, but ultimately it just didn't see anything at the end. And yeah, I guess Drow's just going to back off, and they really do want to wait at the stages, I feel.
Yeah, and smoke going out here for NoBroodMama, and I think they want to smoke into the Rosh pit, but it's going to be an extra 2 minutes here on the timer. They're going to spot out this double damage rune. They might... No, they're just going to put it on Pugna. So, no Rosh up quite yet. And both teams are playing pretty safe.
I think a very good double damage carrier, and just a good right clicker in general. He has the highest intelligence game of any hero in the game at 4. His base damage is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's either him or Drow, really.
Yeah.
Trying to spot out this Rosh here. We have the Familiars hanging out, but now they know it's not up anytime soon, and Oranji's going to go back to farming some Ancients. She's sitting at, once she takes this creep, she'll be at about 1700. What do you think she's going to build right now? I feel like she's lacking a little bit of damage here, almost at level 16, so that coup de grace is going to do a huge, palpable amounts of damage. She needs an item to go along with it.
It's really tough to say. I don't think Drow is going to build into Butterfly anytime soon, so he doesn't need the MKB. I feel like Maelstrom would have been a really good item for him, but at this point, he could probably get away with a Sanjin Yasha, since he is kind of going that skirmishy fighting build.
I'm finding that too. It's difficult to say. He could very well just go for a basher.
Oh, no, not Deso. He's got lifesteal. He could go for the Scotty if he really wanted.
To tank up quite a bit. It's interesting. I feel like a basher pickup is pretty cost effective because they don't have a ton of stuns other than the Earthshaker, right? So if he gets the jump on with that BKB, ooh, spots out the Drow. I do not think you want to go in there, Ranji. She's gonna get turned on right away here. But yeah, I think Basher is probably your best. Get a little bit of damage. It's the stun that's going to be the most worth it. And if you're able to jump on any of them on the side for NoBroodMama, I mean, you get the stun off on any of the supports, they're bursted down instantly, as well as Pugna. I mean, Pugna's getting a little bit tanky, but he'll still go down pretty quick if he gets the bash.
Big giant Scrotum monster is back up. Now he's going to be scattered out by the Clockwork, and I think that Broodmamas are going to try and make a move into the Roche pit.
I don't think Rosh likes you talking about him that way. Or her. It's her.
Come on. Everyone refers to him like that now. I love it.
Familiars do spot him out, so they know it's up for sure. And Coddle playing it pretty wild here on his own, but he's just going to regroup with the team, and I think they know something's going on here. There might be a smoke play coming in to get this Rosh right away. Nobody actually has the smoke yet. Clockwork has actually picked up the blade mail here.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. You know, the rocket goes out, and it's I guess the illusion of nothing being there just because they happen to be smoked at the time, but it's going to give a little bit of a false sense of security to anyone on the lower side of the map for Broodmamas, which right now is kind of nobody.
Heads up, we got a smoke play coming in from 9-inch Malez, and I don't think NoBroodMama sees this coming. We have Lion in the front, and he's going to burst down pretty quick if they get a stun on him. They do finally get revealed. Lion does blink out. And it will be the weave only on Monster. And unfortunately a failed smoke play. That was a beautiful time to do it, and Lion just spotting him out, blinking away. Unfortunate. That's where they need some stuns. I mean, Fissure's just not going to be the be-all, end-all of it. They can't just win a team fight based solely on the one Fissure. But instead, they're going to turn to look to go to Rosh.
They need to do this quickly because since Life has picked up this Aghanim Scepter, they need to do all their fighting during the day when they have the upper hand. So they've got another 9 seconds before night hits, and I think after this Aegis, they might play it a little bit defensive.
And Araj gets in line here, throws off the hook shot just before the Fissure goes out, gets a Cogs on 2, and Burden falls really quick. Queen of Pain getting up on the high ground, throws off a beautiful ultimate, but really whiffs on most of them. And Oranji wants to go deep on all of them, expends the BKB, so he doesn't have it anymore. And a huge Echo Slam coming out. NBM falling really low. Kangan and Araj both really low. But it is Northern Peru that's doing most of the work on the back here. And it will be a 3-for-3 trade. Quap and PA still with buybacks, but this will be a free Rosh for them to pick up. And it will be a buyback coming from the Quap, but I think Drow's going to have more than enough time here to pick up this free Rosh. And she does. She drops the Wraith Band, and they're going to get out just fine. So, I mean, PA went really hard there and got quite a bit of work done. And she's sitting at 3k gold, but the fall from Northern Peru in the back just got obliterated, really.
There was a point in the middle of that team fight where I was just thinking, oh my god, no one's going to be able to take down Orangey. He's too tanky, he's got his BKB popped, and he's got that dodge, but I always underestimate the damage output that Northern Peru can put out, especially if he's able to keep himself at a distance, a la when the PA is caught inside the cogs. And he does manage to take him down, so I was very impressed by that.
PA picking up the Skull Bashers we talked about, and you know, in response to that, Drow Ranger is actually going to go for the MKB, and she's already got the 2 javelins, so it's going to take no time for her to farm it up, as she's really hasn't been dying at all. Does have the Aegis now, so she's going to either look to farm, look to gank, do whatever she wants. She's 2-0-2, level 17, alongside with that Oranji at 17. They're doing quite well. Taking a look at the grass right now, we got Team XP here is in a great spike in NoBroodMother at just under 2k here. But it is the net worth of NoBroodMother that's really the dominant factor here, about 8 grand. And they're going to look to rotate in the jungle.
And it's really hard to come back from this. They don't have any vision up. They've even lost a tier 3 top, so their map control is completely minimal at this point. PA can't go back to the jungle to recover. The only thing she has going for her is Ancients, and it can't be your primary source of farm unless you're Medusa.
Yeah, and they're all going to group up top here, and we do have down on bottom, Monster does not have a TP scroll. He can jump into the side shop if he wants, but he's pushing this pretty far. Without a TP, he can't get back quick enough, and if they want to start pushing, they have the siege creep. And Monster might just start to go hard on this. He's already used the Greaves, but it will be back up in another 12 seconds here. And he now has his Aghanim Scepter, so he can stay alive as long as he wants. It will be Coddle actually bringing back the Queen of Pain here. And one rack's already going down, and Drow's going hard. Still has the Aegis, still has her BKB. Glyph being expended. Monster only throwing out the Sonic Wave on one, and it's Northern Peru. Throws off the BKB, and she's almost back to full health already. Finger going out on Araji, and she's falling so quick. It will be Visage bringing her down. Beautiful Echo Slam coming from Persian Prince, but not enough, and he will be going down to Northern Peru as well. Araj and Monster running really low, but just not enough damage to really ultimately bring them down. That will be the top laner racks going down, and they're going to key up going hard on top of mid. Northern Peru still having that Aegis of the Immortal. Still hasn't spent it yet, and Illuminate going off. Drow will finally fall. That's another T3, and PA does not have buyback. Neither does the Earthshaker, and this is going to prove really difficult. They can just stay here and keep knocking down racks. And 9-inch Male is doing so much work here in the late, just really buffing up this PA, getting a lot of damage out of her, but in that last fight, she went down so quick, and there's just no response to it. Visage finally going down to the Keeper of the Light. He's been low for a while, but that will be another lane of racks. It's 2 lanes of racks, really just for a Visage and an Aegis. And well worth it. PA still not up yet. MKB finished on Drow. And you know what? It's going to be pretty hard to come back from that. She's just too far ahead. Drow is knocking down towers, and same with Pugna. And there's just... it's almost too little too late. They did a really good job with this PA this game, and she was able to get a lot of kills and a lot of good farm, but it's just going to be prove really difficult to come back from 2 laner racks being down.
I don't know, like, it feels as though PA was down for a very long time, and I realized she got that minus early. She got such a high level that her respawn timer is so long, she wasn't back up in time to save the second rack, so it's almost as if that's her downfall this game.
Yeah, and she actually bought that Basher when she was dead the time before, and to be able to jump in again, she just didn't have enough gold to use her buyback. And, yeah, ended up costing them.
This might be a last push down mid for 9-inch Males. I can see them doing one last hurrah here, going out with a bang.
Drow picking up another kill on top, getting the solo on Dazzle. And yeah, she's really strong. She has the Asha in combination with the MKB. She's just hitting so fast, so quick, and doing about almost 400 damage. And she's going to turn BKB going off, and a life dies super quick. And she's going to keep going here. Does have her silence up if she wants to use it. And she's going hard on Araji. Araji actually doing a lot of damage to her. Silence going off. BKB, and she does manage to bring down the Drow Ranger. That's a lot of gold going to the PA. And they're going to look to turn on Araj. Scream going out on Araj, and he's running pretty low. Does have the blade mail going off, and that will be the thing that brings down the Earthshaker. Monster being jumped on hard by Kangan. Buyback coming out from the Earthshaker as well as the PA. It's only 2 left. Dazzle will be up in a moment. Meanwhile, down on bottom though, Rax is going down rather quick, and Monster trying to take out whatever life he can away, and it is the Earthshaker running in the opposite direction just to stay alive. Oranji jumping right back in after buying back. This will be a dieback, and GG is called. That will be game number 3. It will be a 3-0 victory for NoBroodMama in the Western Invite UGC Season 4 League Playoffs. Grand Finals going to NoBroodMama. That's a $500 sweet, beautiful prize pool. And well played indeed for NoBroodMama.
Well, if that doesn't encourage you to play more video games, I don't know what will at this point.
That was just a beautiful game altogether.
Yeah, what a fantastic series. 9-inch Males putting up a really good fight, especially pulling things together in the end and having a really good start on that Phantom Assassin, but BroodMama's showing incredible discipline and coordination, being able to take these team fights, take the early map control, and ultimately just outwit their opponents. Very well played on both sides. Very well played, and I'd just like to make a quick shout out here to basically we'll start off with UGC. Thanks for having us for this season in Season 4. It's been a great season to cast through and really kind of expand our horizons here for New Meta Media and be able to cast your games as well as meet the players, meet all the admins. It's been a great series for this best of 5 as well as all the season altogether. Thanks to everybody on New Meta Media, myself, Sub-Zero, VV Dota, my caster, Armpit the Stats Man, DJ Sneak, our other co-caster, as well as 71, our other co-caster. Thank you so much for sticking around all the way through the season. It's been great to have you on board, great to cast all the games with you, and last but not least,
thanks to the fans for watching us on Twitch as well as in-game client. It's been great having you watch our games. Thank you to everybody for watching this best of 5 tonight, and congratulations to NoBroodMama.
If you guys like what you've seen, feel free to give a shout out to us at twitter.com/nmmdota and follow us on twitch.tv/newmetamedia. We do put out casts and streams all the time, and love to see you guys out there. Thank you so much tonight.
Thanks again, and everybody stay safe and play Dota, and we will be at the International as well, so keep an eye out for us there. See you next season, everybody.